I've had some more interesting adventures with recommendations during the last few days that have led me to the hypothesis that the YouTube recommendation system exists for the purposes of portraying humanity as having given to consent to their abduction and exploitation by aliens. This was a long journey, but it started, I was looking for ASMR videos on a site that is not actually supposed to be set up to feature them, but which ends up having a lot of them anyway, and often uses ones that have been pirated from YouTube and put on this other site. This raises the first question about YouTube in terms of why it tolerates so much piracy. In fact, is it there in a way to promote piracy? Because so many sites get their material that's because it's been taken from YouTube and put on theirs. But of course, I found an ASMR artist, and I thought, well, maybe I'll look elsewhere because I'm accustomed to finding stuff that's probably been taken from YouTube. And I looked her up on YouTube after finding her elsewhere and found, yes, she does have a channel, but the only YouTube videos officially hers remaining are two of which designed to talk about the difficulties she's had with piracy and how these videos can't be gotten taken down by her, and attempts have been made to have them taken down, but somebody else with a YouTube channel is still re-uploading them and putting them up for distribution against her will, apparently, and according to her, without her consent. So I looked at this video where she talks about her troubles, which only begin with the piracy having to do with this one person, and I left a comment. And I within 24 hours, the next time I looked in my recommendations list, to what did it have but a recommended video of hers. Of course, it wasn't from her channel because she'd shut all of her own videos down on her channel. It was recommended for me to watch a video from the Pirates channel. So I thought, okay, this is... I wondered, if I'd made some sort of mistake or if this couldn't really be true. But not even a full day afterward, I got another recommendation. This one was Linda Moulton Howe exposes David Wilcock. So I clicked on this, and of course it was Linda Moulton Howe talking, but it wasn't Linda Moulton Howe's channel. You're supposed to have the right to make money from your own image and voice and essentially your own body. Your body's supposed to be yours. So if you take image that's somebody else's face and voice and use it, that's a privacy and a property violation. And that's what this video was, of course. So I stopped that one, and as is usual with the way you have to do these things, if you want to fight human trafficking, and it's something that goes on right in front of us digitally every day, you look up the source. Go and try and give your viewing time to the person who actually created the video. So I went to Linda Moulton Howe's page, her channel, and I eventually found the footage in question on the second place I looked. It was the 6th of March broadcast, which didn't have quite as punchy a title as the Pirate did, but I managed to find her full discussion on her copyright dispute with David Wilcock. Wilcock had taken some of her footage and put it up in his video talking about a similar subject, and she had sent an order to have it taken down, and it was taken down. But the way I heard about this was that someone else took the same video footage and pirated it as well, put it up on his channel, also not Linda's, and then it got recommended to me. So the question is, why is YouTube recommending pirated videos and setting up a system that actually punishes people who try to get their piracy problems addressed? Is piracy, in fact, the message within this medium? And it appears so to me in a lot of ways, because a business that would be set up to maximize profit would not handle its affairs this way. YouTube's resources are the cumulative number of hours that people have spent watching its creators' videos. And you shouldn't have a system, if you want to maximize those apparent hours, that actually destroys them. It's as if someone had a business with a client list, an inventory list, and cash. And they had someone came along and stole the client list, their inventory, and their cash, took it away. Then that person who was stolen from went to the police and reported the theft. So the police went in, raided the office of the people who'd set up the competing business with stolen property, and then gotten the client list, the inventory, and the cash back, and then burned them all and said, "There, our job's done." Why should someone burn the hours, the methods of recording, their resources, and the time that people have spent watching videos? Unless the whole part of the mission is really to make people look bad, to make it look like they're willing, that they're naturally inclined to steal from each other. And this is what people really want to do. So this is what I think we have to look at. I know most of you, almost all of you probably, have come to my channel because you've managed to negotiate your way or find your way back to me, perhaps taking years, after watching other people's pirated videos. So I'm in a sense, preaching to the choir here. But it seems to me that when you see these things, when you see a pirated video coming up in your recommended stream, take note of it and at least say it. Say that it's happened. You can leave a comment here, or I've thought of telling people that if they see this happen, they should document it, but then you're documenting evidence of something stolen. You're actually, the whole thing is just this gigantic trap in a way, because if you want to prove that something's been stolen, you want to get the evidence and that the recommended video, pirated video, has been shown to you. But the pirated videos have violating content in them, so you've got to make a copy of the violating content to prove that it's been done, which makes it a whole tricky thing. So right now, I guess without further legal advice, I can just say that you make testimony to the fact that this is going on, and ultimately we'd have to get people, because YouTube seems to run on a sort of system of law of the jungle by popular vote. If you get enough people complaining about this, you might eventually be able to get YouTube to change its policies and allow the possibility that when you make a claim for somebody who's put up your video and made subscribers and views from it, that those subscribers and views can be reattributed to the person who originally uploaded the video. That's, I think, what ought to be done. You have to just give back the proceeds of the theft, rather than just destroying them, so no one can have them. That's also something that you see between YouTube and other platforms. You'd also need a similar mechanism to reclaim the losses to other platforms, because a lot of this stuff is taken off YouTube. YouTube, as I see it, seems to operate as more of a net donor rather than a net receiver of the piracy system. And a lot of platforms largely run off material taken off YouTube. So if we had some means of claiming the views and the subscribers and other metrics gained on other platforms, I think that would be a step forward too. So yeah, I think even when you see this with someone who's in a big channel and you think, oh, they can afford it because they got so many views anyway, it's okay to pirate from them. The problem there is that you're still promoting the general ethos that piracy is just a way of life, and we just have to accept it, and it makes us look bad. Okay? It makes it appear like we've consented to all these things that are being done to us. There's talk on people's channels like Linda Moulton Howe's about why aren't there human abductions, or sorry, there are human abductions, but why aren't there human mutilations? Well, artistically, digitally, material is mutilated all the time. It's put in some context where it wasn't meant to be. It's copied and pasted somewhere else. We are all essentially being trafficked one piece at a time. One piece of us copied here, another piece copied there. Our experiences, what we say, what we do, our thoughts are parts of us. And these are all duplicated and recompiled and resold or taken who knows where. And this is done while we ourselves are denied control of how we copy our own bodies in terms of living long enough and having the means of cell duplication under our own control. So it matters, definitely, that we set an example and show each other, that we can be treated well by each other. And ironically, of course, one of the most infighting communities, or the places with the worst copyright infringement, are the one sometimes in these convention communities. One of which is the UFO community, because people who give talks at these things have presentations that have massive numbers of views, but they're not on those people's channels. And so the first contact you're probably going to have with someone who talks about UFO phenomena and who's popular is probably going to be on the showing of a video that isn't theirs. And you have to learn to navigate the system and work past all the pirated versions of content and get to the original person's content in order to fight human trafficking. It's not something that's just done by some shadowy group that you've never met. It's right in front of all of our faces all the time. And we're going to have to keep working on it, and ultimately look for ways to file the equivalent of community and copyright infringement strikes against YouTube itself.